Last week, my brother, Dave Chappelle, popped through, and he went on stage. Yo, I have done my best to try and keep my opinion to myself, but there's a reason I'm bringing out my opinion right now, because Mr. Cat Williams has ignited energy into the comedy community that I feel is absolutely necessary. Those who think differently, you entitled to your opinion. We some scary motherfuckers, man. But my nut's too big to just be quiet forever about shit that I see in this comedy game that must be spoken on. My nigga Dave Chappelle be bombing like a motherfucker. I'm just keeping it real, dog. I'm not trying to shit on the brother, but he needs to understand you throwing your weight around too much, man. It was an old man at the Improv just stood up while Dave Chappelle was on stage. And he said, Dave, are you gonna crack some jokes? If I'm lying, I'm done. Because he is not about to deliver. He's about to talk to the crowd like the big homie. So if we done got to a world where motherfuckers could be like, I done put in work, so I ain't got to be funny, then motherfucker, I'm not trying to be part of that. Homie, I'm in these comedy streets. I know what's happening. Why you ain't talk about that? I like to have men on the Backdoria side around me. Why y'all don't never talk about that? See, that's why Corey Holcomb ain't no Hollywood superstar, because y'all like to hide who you are.
Okay, so that's what Corey Holcomb had to say about Dave Chappelle, man. And I feel like it's a lot to unpack, and I don't want to hold you guys too long in today's video, so be sure to get in the comment section down below. I would really love to hear y'all thoughts about what Corey Holcomb had to say about Dave Chappelle.
All right. First off, welcome to SPMediaTV. I'm the one and only Midway here with another episode of FYO, F Your Opinion. Thank you to all my returning subscribers out there checking this video out. And for those who are new, if you like what you see, man, please consider subscribing and following. What I do here on SP Media with the FYO playlist is that I talk about the comments that we as the people are saying about the content that we view, read, and subscribe to. Alright, so today's video comes from Selftalk. Go check out your boy's page, man. I'm gonna follow on my personal page as well as on my SP Media page as well. He dropped a video not too long ago talking about Corey Holcomb, D-Ray, and Dave Chappelle, and what Corey truly feels about Dave Chappelle and his comedy in its current state. So Self-Talk, you asked us to reveal how we feel in the comment section. That's what this FYO is about. Now, my own personal feeling, right? So, if you know Corey, you know he is one of the top people in the game in comedy, respected by pretty much all your favorite comedians, right? And you also know he is a no-holds-barred type of guy when it comes to his opinion. He don't give a damn about what nobody has to say. He gonna voice his opinion, he gonna stand behind it, and he gonna come with his own version of what he believes is true. And the reason he's so big in the community is because a lot of people stand behind him. If you want to know why I stand behind him, click on this video up in the top corner or somewhere down in the descriptions tab. I made a personal video. Anyway, so you want to know why I think about this, right? Corey is a comedian's comedian. He tells his jokes from an internal place, man. They're relatable, they're current, but most importantly, they're funny. One of Corey's biggest things he stands on and why he's so bold with his opinions is that he knows that he is funny, right? So this is just my opinion about why Dave's comedy has changed to its current state now. So stick around, I'm gonna reveal why I feel this way right after I say this. For all of the millions of people out there that tune in to Dave Chappelle's show, his skits were epic. He had some of the best skits. They were funny, they were risky, they were well played out, man. The actors did a great job portraying things so edgy that it almost made you feel like the show was about to get canceled at any time. But we as the public tuned in every time to watch that show on Comedy Central to give it its praise, and that's why it became so legendary. And it kind of developed a cult following behind it. But coming from the comedy world into skits and having his skits just 2 little seasons take over so much, we almost forgot that Dave Chappelle was an actual stand-up comedian. And Dave Chappelle, if you follow the journey of Dave Chappelle from the early 90s all the way to his current state, in my opinion, in the 90s, Dave Chappelle was definitely a funny comedian. He had some quirky jokes, but a lot of his punchlines were on the smarter side of the game. So fast forward. Now, just my opinion again, but we saw him more of a skit comedian, right? We didn't lean towards him on the stand-up side too heavy. Here is where Dave is at, in my opinion, on the current state, and it kind of backs up what Corey is talking about on the 5150 show, as well as what Selftalk covered in this video. I believe that if you go to a Dave Chappelle show currently, and you expect him to be just like any other comedian doing some stand-up comedy, you're going to be in for a big surprise. If you expect that, then in your mind, you're going to say Dave Chappelle bombed. But why is Dave Chappelle having packed crowds in those clubs when he's doing comedy? Yes, part of it is because he's a celebrity, a big name celebrity. But a lot of it is, I don't think people come to Dave Chappelle's shows anymore, for the most part, to view comedy. I think they come to hear just his opinion about things he wishes to talk about. He's more of a lecturer of sorts versus a stand-up comedian. He's kind of evolved to more of that Dick Gregory type of comedy, where he gives his truth and opinion on things and throws a little bit of comedy in there as the 1, 2, 3 hour presentation goes along. So if you go to Dave Chappelle shows expecting that, then you'll have a good time. But if you expected him to have you laughing and clapping and stomping your feet like at a Corey Holcomb show or D. Ray Davis show, then you in for a big surprise, man. Corey makes a big point by saying that I'm in these comedy streets. When you're in these clubs, you get to not only be personable with all the comedians who are out there doing stand-up, but you get to be face-to-face and talk to the audience, the crowd, in real time to understand what they are viewing and what they are seeing and get their opinions on what you're doing on stage. And that story about the old man standing up and walking out, I think he's one of those people that came into the venue expecting Dave to be like old Dave before the Dave Chappelle show. And I think we're making a big mistake, man. Comedians come in a bunch of different varieties, man. And I think Dave Chappelle has evolved to become more of like a George Carlin type of comedian. One who is more political and opinionated versus just coming for the punchline type of joke. So if you approach his comedy in that sense, you'll get more pleasure when going to see a Dave Chappelle comedy show. But those true gut-wrenching, feet-stomping, hand-clapping, throwing up your drink type of comedians like a Corey Holcomb, you don't want to leave a Corey Holcomb show and then go to a Dave Chappelle show. You're gonna be in for a rude awakening. I go to every single Corey Holcomb show that come to town. Dude is a monster. And just from all the clips that I've seen of Dave Chappelle in the comedy scene outside of his specials, my mans ain't coming with no punchline type of jokes. He coming to pretty much tell you some stories and hopefully throw a little bit of comedy in there with his perspective to keep you entertained. So that's pretty much my opinion on Dave Chappelle and his current state of comedy, as well as what Corey Holcomb has to say about Dave Chappelle. Corey Holcomb is a beast, man, and he's very opinionated. But I think we as consumers need to keep the two separate. Because if we try to combine the two, expecting Dave to be like Corey, Corey to be like Dave, or taking one comedian's opinion over another about a different comedian whose style has evolved to be something completely different than what we know him as, you're going to make a mistake. Dave is a GOAT, just like Corey is a GOAT. They're just GOATs in their own lane. And I think we should keep it like that. But FYO, F your opinion. Let's see what some of the folk had to say on Selftalk's video, man. Let's go ahead and get to scrolling. So, honestly, as I get to scrolling and everything, I had a feeling that people were going to be in the side of Corey, take his side, because Dave Chappelle, in my opinion, has kind of fell off on the laughy, jokey side of the game. But I don't look at him that way. I look at him more so as a person who's coming to tell some stories. So let's get into it. Right here, let's just do a little bit of scrolling. Here we go. Davey G Gaming says, I went to a Chappelle show last night. I laughed once during his set. Donnell Rawlings came on before him and was way funnier. He definitely fell off. So when you read a comment like that, as a person who probably haven't seen Dave Chappelle or is encouraged to want to go see him, you read a comment like that, you're not going to want to go see a Dave Chappelle show. Especially after seeing a video like this and reading comments like that, because it's going to skew your opinion. You're going to think that when you go to see a Dave Chappelle show, he's not going to tell any jokes. And although he may not, The point of a Dave Chappelle show at this current state, if you understand how he's evolved, is not to tell punchline type of jokes. So let's scroll down and see what some other people had to say. No Days Off, right here. No Days Off 2005 says, I watched Dave in person last month. My girlfriend bought tickets to his show, and it was the worst comedy show I ever been to. Damn. I laughed maybe 3 times in today in an hour. It was horrendous. But goddamn, so judging by Mr. No Days Off, Corey right on point. He say, man, Dave Chappelle, you're falling off. You're falling off. Is it true? Is it true? Is Dave Chappelle really falling off? Not the king, man. Not the king. God damn it. Dave is a monster, man. But again, people going to current Dave Chappelle shows expecting typical set it up, punchline, get the laugh type of comedy shows. That ain't what he on no more. That ain't what he on no more. If you're just looking for a setup joke, you're not gonna get it from his shows now, man. I don't know, man. Let's see what what's the name right here say. Anthony Brown says, I love how he defended the legendary cat and put Dave in his place. Damn, people really going in on your boy Dave right now. God damn. What y'all think, man? What are your opinions? Do you think Cat is kind of rising up above the legendary status of a Dave Chappelle? If you judge how 2024 is going, I would like to say he probably is, man. Like, this crazy. People really going on the side of your boy Cat and sticking with what Corey has to say about Dave Chappelle. What they got to say right now? Dave is one of the best. But ever since he came back, Dave became pretty much too preachy with less jokes. I can see that. Each stand-up, you can tell his heart is not in it, just getting the bag. Can he even make a joke without the community being mentioned? I mean, they have been attacking him, man. The LGBTQIXTV, they've been attacking him pretty much. So, I mean, he just really telling his story. That's the heart of what a comedian does, is tell their truth, you know. I don't think he's washed, but I do miss that for what it's worth, Dave. See, that's what I'm saying. Back when Dave was before the Dave Chappelle show, kind of during and a little bit slightly after, his comedy was of old. Man, he used to tell great jokes, have great setups, clever punchlines, and would get us laughing consistently throughout his stand-up. But as he's evolved, man, he's more of a lone. He's kind of like the Andre 3000 of comedy in a sense. Like, where he's kind of had enough and he's tapped out, and he's kind of elevated to some new type of whatever you want to call it. But he's no longer in the basic set it up type of punchline of a joke, man. That's my opinion on it. I don't know, man. I still rock with Dave. He's a beast. We can't take that away from him. But I don't think Corey's wrong on his assessment of Dave. What do you think, man? It's just my opinion. You know how I do. I want to see how y'all feel, man. Leave your comments down below. Drop a like, subscribe, follow. F your opinion, man. We all want to be heard. We all want to be right. But at the end of the day, it's just your opinion. So, F your opinion, man. We out. Midway. Woo! Get me to 1,000 subscribers. All right, man.